We were having a big debate whether goalies got rookie laps. Colton Ellis.
Oh, look at this.
NHL
It
debut.
is a rookie lap.
Rookie lap for a goalie.
He's by himself. I actually had one last year, my first alumni game. Kasperitis played a prank on me. I skated around there for almost a minute by myself. Look at that.
A little late in the game for a rookie lap.
Oh, well,
I remember
too late.
Dominic Hasek did it when they started practice without him, so he just started doing hot laps just to piss off Scotty Bowman. Actually funny.
It'll be Colton Ellis in net for the Buffalo Sabres. They are on home ice as we welcome you in NHL on TNT. It's opening faceoff, powered by Verizon. Lee McHugh, Paul Bissonnette, Henrik Lundqvist, and Clicks. Hall of Famer Chris Chelios.
First game of the year.
Studio. Yeah,
love it.
man.
Good to be back.
Grab a sniffer. Be high stepping out of the gate.
We
Here.
got cough medicine here. That's all.
You ever get called out by a coach for not starting on time?
Yeah, Jacques Lemaire wouldn't start me. First shifts were terrible for me, so I said, then don't start me. And he didn't for a long time.
There you go. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. That's all it took.
Welcome back to the set. You've been busy. You've been out in Chicago doing your thing. I think we have our spies out. They've been watching you, making sure you're behaving yourself. This is you and Eddie Vedder?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Singing backup. Of course.
Kind of looks like you're singing lead.
No, I handed it over. Trust me, that's how you stay in the game. You know, you just let Eddie take over. But what a great run for the Cubs. One game away from going to L.A., but everything comes to an end. But it was a great year for them.
Did they win that game?
They did not. They did not. They won the game before, and then I was superstitious. I wanted Eddie to do it alone, and they didn't listen. And look what happened.
Hank, have you sung with Eddie Vedder?
I have not. I have not.
I thought
Big fan, though.
Yeah.
Sang with John McEnroe, right?
Yeah.
Joined his band. Johnny Mac and the Banditos.
I saw Pearl Jam in Arizona. I was just shocked that he could crush 4 bottles of wine and still perform for 3 hours. I don't know how he was still standing up. The guy's unbelievable.
Practice.
Probably hanging out with you too much.
We practiced a lot for a long time. Yeah.
Tolerance.
Oh, man. Very cool. It's good to have you here. The big story with our two teams tonight, I think you know it well. Our two clubs have the 2 longest active playoff droughts in the NHL right now. You have Detroit at 9 years. Sabres have made it to the big dance since 2011, puts them at 14 years. Let's begin with the Red Wings, and let's go on the ice. Powered by Verizon. Take a look at the captain, Dylan Larkin. Here's a guy who's born, raised in Michigan. They're working on it. We'll get to him. Enjoy the graphic in the meantime. Dylan Larkin, Michigan guy, born and raised, played for the Wolverines, drafted by the Red Wings, now the captain. Playoffs as a rookie. Hasn't been back since. Frustrated last year. Remember, at the deadline, they didn't really do much. Here's what he had to say about all that. Said that there was a chance, right? This team could have gained some momentum with picking up guys at the trade deadline. That didn't happen. They didn't get the spark. They didn't get that morale boost that they could have gotten. We spoke to the team's GM, Steve Yzerman, last week. This is year 7 of the Yzer plan. We asked him about Larkin's words and his relationship with Dylan Larkin.
I want to speak for Dylan. I'd like to think we have a great relationship. I enjoy talking with him. He's very open with me. We communicate very well. So I think we have a great relationship. You know, the comments at the end of the season aren't that big of a deal and certainly didn't create any divide in the relationship between he and I.
Here, those words are mentioned with Dylan Larkin right around the trade deadline. It seems to me, you know Steve Yzerman well, Chelly. He's about business. He's not going to let that get in the way. When we have him on, he's come on with us a few times now. He's short. He's to the point. When you play with him, did he talk? Did he did he go on? Did it come out where I have something to say? It's quick, but it's important.
Well, his leadership qualities were, by example, what he did on the ice, no question, and in the gym, and his work ethic. And no one better. Never had a better captain. I compare him to guys like Bob Gainey. And he had no one to teach him initially when he came in as an 18-year-old as a captain. That's a lot to put on your shoulders. So, again, he doesn't sugarcoat anything, and I believe every word he says about him and Dylan Larkin. Larkin grew up a Wings fan. He knows, he's seen Izzy's resume and the success. So how do you question it? He's frustrated, Larkin, at the end of the year. He's competitive. He said what he had to say. And Izzy, he's not going to panic. And like I said, I'm sure they have a great relationship.
Well, and he's been the best best player on the team for a while, right? So he's had to remain patient for all these drafts to happen, all this talent to finally reach their potential. So I can understand the frustration. What did you make of a player of Larkin's caliber saying those comments after the year's already over? Are you okay with that? Did it kind of raise an eyebrow? Like, what did you make of it?
I mean, I am absolutely. Sometimes you like things to be done behind closed doors. That's how I believe that's the way I carried myself as a captain and as a player. But again, frustration at the end of the year, and I think it's over. It's a new year. Larkin's got off to a great start, so that hasn't affected him one bit.
And probably used it as motivation also over the summer to kind of back it up a little bit. He's flying right now. You see the stats are 11 points in 6 games. To start the season here, and then he is the heartbeat of this team, and it starts with him in so many ways, the way he leads, the way he plays the game. But Detroit is an interesting team because you look at the back end, there's a lot to, I should say this, they put a lot on a lot of young players right now, but they're coming through for them, playing really well, and there's the smartness they're showing, that it's almost like they look more experienced than what they are when you see them play, the defensemen.
It's pretty remarkable, right? You get into a 9-year drought. There's pressure on Yzerman, and doesn't do much at the deadline. Doesn't do a ton over the summer. They're younger. They've gone to youth movement, and it's working now.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most shocking part of all this is they didn't really go out and sign that big free agent. They did address goaltending. I like the Van Riemsdyk pickup, great net front presence, but I've been very, very impressed. Let's start with Emmett Finney, 20 years old, a 7th-round draft pick, and just these little details to his game and why he's being given opportunity on the first line. So he's a left winger, okay? So Larkin's the farthest guy in the O-zone as this puck comes out. Now, Finney, as a left winger, recognizes that with his hockey intelligence, and he takes over Larkin's position. So as it goes D to D and Seider gets it, look at Finney, recognize where Appleton's now going to go. He becomes an option with a stick on the ice in the middle, okay? So the puck doesn't come to him, but he realizes I'm still the center iceman. So as this goes D to D now, he's going to open up, come low and slow enough to create separation from that check from Florida. And he knows he's got pressure coming in on him. And now he knows that Larkin has his position. So what's he do when he gets his pass? It's going deep. And now he knows he's the F3. And as it comes around, that's now the strong side. Seider wants to keep pressure, so he's going to pinch. Finney then takes his spot. He covers. Sometimes young guys in that situation, they might just all of a sudden dip in, where he was responsible and smart enough to know not to do that. And even in this situation where it gets turned over, he remains patient as the F3. It gets turned over, and what does he do after that? Realizes there's no one in front of the net. He's going to create a little bit of screen on Bobrovsky, and then Appleton's able to finish this. And this is the other angle here. So for a kid that's 20 years old, for me, it's not so much his play with the puck, although he's got 5 points and he's leading the team in hits right now. It's his ability and his intelligence away from the puck as a 20-year-old in this league.
See Detroit warming up right here. Shelly, I'm going to come back to you because one thing we talked with Steve Yzerman was about, it's hockey town. I know it's a 4-sport pro town, but it is hockey town. So you can say that the Tigers are good, the Lions are good. They're both contenders right now. Detroit, the Pistons are back in the playoff picture last year. But you've been in that city. 9-year droughts. I mean, patience wears thin at some point. And I know that Yzerman gets a big grace term and a larger one than most GMs wouldn't, given his history. But this is a city that feels like it revolves around playoff hockey. 25 straight years.
Yeah, well, Kenny Holland was trying to get that streak and extend that streak of the playoffs, and I think that cost some years, trying to rebuild the team. So Stevie was handed that, first of all. So, again, no one works harder than Stevie Yzerman. He has no hobbies. We taught, nothing. He just lives and sleeps and breathes hockey. So, yeah, so it's getting to that point now, though, and I know Chris Ilitch has all the confidence in the world in him. Let Stevie do his thing. You have to. Like I said, his resume speaks for itself, and hopefully this is a year. They've gotten off to the great start. You saw what happened last year, how they missed the playoffs last game. So, let's see if they can continue to keep this going. 5
straight wins for the Red Wings. Buffalo's won 2 of 3. Let's go back to the arena and bring in Josh Doan. Josh, thanks so much for joining us. Biz, you're up first.
What's going on, Josh? Great to see you. Congratulations on an awesome start in Buffalo. You look awesome. I had a chance to watch you at ASU. I knew you'd make the bigs, and I want to start talking about your father. I had the pleasure of playing with him. Absolute legend for the Phoenix Coyotes, Shane Doan. And I was just going to ask you, what's the most important advice that he ever gave to you, not only just as a player, but maybe in life, because he was such a smart, intelligent man?
Yeah, I think the first one's a cliche, but to always have fun with the game. And the second thing that to kind of take with life is to be a better person than a hockey player. It's always kind of what he's stuck with. So when you're doing that, you're having fun and you're enjoying life and playing fun and playing hockey, and it can't go wrong with that, right?
Josh, Hank here. On that note, I want to know, did you ever feel pressure growing up, having such a great player to dad? So, I mean, did you feel pressure to come through in your own ways?
No, I think he took that pressure away when I was a kid. He allowed us to play if we wanted to play. I got 3 other siblings, and none of them played hockey. So I think him taking the pressure away as a dad kind of took away the pressure from everything else.
Josh, we really appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
Listen, we talk about the Sabres 14 straight years without making the playoffs. He's one of the young guys that's contributing.
Yeah.
You'd have to see Zach Benson as well. I think we know about Tage Thompson, Rasmus Dahlin, Alex Tuch. Other guys are going to have to contribute, and those two have done well. And this is Benson right here. He
That's
took a puck
game.
to the face in practice, missed some time. He's out there with a bubble.
I think even in preseason, battling in practice, he took another stick to the face. But I love this kid. Undersized, came in at a very young age, but didn't shy away from the hard areas. And when there's a lull in Buffalo's games, and trust me, there's many, if there's one guy who's going to provide a spark to this team, it's him, whether it's going to shake things up in front of the net, whether they need a big play made. But I have so much respect for the way he plays, especially at a young age. Yeah.
Well, these young guys are bringing that energy for sure, but at the end of the day, Dahlin, Thompson, Tuch, they got to lead the way, whether it's physically, offensively, and they got to do it now. They got to get off to a better start than they did. They're playing good, better, but at the end of the day, these are the guys that got to carry that team and push those young guys.
And on that note as well, it's going to be so important what's being said in that locker room. I mean, every time they come on, we have their games here, we talk about the fact they've missed the playoffs.
Yep.
They're going to have to hear it almost every other day when they have a game if they're not winning and they're trying to get back into playoff picture, right? So what's being said in that room, being able to keep the focus where it needs to be, it starts with the leaders on that room to make sure, their focus is in the right place.
It's been the story. It's been the headline with this team. Last year, right, it was the no palm trees, no playoffs. This season, got off to a bad start, 3 straight losses, but a little bit of life. They've won 2 of their last 3. Fans are jumping, bouncing, getting ready for game time. We got the Red Wings. We got the Sabres. Stay with us right here.